video is brought to you by DDAmanda, your professional advantage for finding breakout stocks. Why? Because we use proprietary tech that nobody else has. Check her out, DDAmanda.com. Alright, it's time to build our filter. So, I'm going to put the male adapters on one end, and then we'll put it up there where the pipes are, and I'll be able to see exactly where to cut it. First, we got to add male adapters. It's the right end. I think this is the end I cut. Nope, it was down there. Shit. Where the hell did I cut it? Oh, let's go sharper. Let's put it on this end. I'm just going to put a little primer on here. This is old primer, but I don't really need it, but this is old pipe, so there it is right there. Now on these big pipes, you got to use a lot of PVC glue, especially if it's hot. If it's not hot, it's, you know, it's not so critical. And put it on both ends because otherwise it won't go on all the way. Push this on hard. And hold it a little bit. Pretty sure I got that on pretty good. A lot of excess glue. That's fine. Alright. Maybe I'll wipe off some of that excess just for the hell of it. Make it look even worse. But that's alright. As long as it don't leak is the only thing I fucking care about. Alright, let me get the female. Alright, so we got our 1/2 inch to hose, male hose. And that's just going to screw on here. So we got one end done. Now let's take all this over there and we'll figure out how long we got to cut the other end there. Okay. So let's hook this end up. Whoa! Nelly, really? Stick you in there. Nope. I guess this isn't long enough to hold it. Alright, I was able to read align the screw. So here we go. So now we can hook this end up. Alright. This only has to be finger tight because it's a hose. Now we can put this end on there. Alright. And then we can figure out exactly how long. Shoot, I need the other male adapter. I forgot the male adapter. I gotta go get it. Okay. So, with the male adapter screwed in, alright, put it nice and tight. Now we know we have room to play here. I'll put it right about there in the middle. Now we know exactly where to cut the pipe. You get it? So, and that will determine our length of our filter. Right there. Cool, huh? So custom fit, custom length, you don't even have to measure it. Got a lot of room here for adjustment. Alright, so let's put it back together. Take it off and then put the whole filter back together. This is what you do when you take it apart, when you're going to take it out for maintenance. You just unscrew these on each end and the whole thing comes out. Pretty cool, Jewel, huh? I think so. We'll cut the pipe and glue the male adapter on. And there we go. Okay, time for the male adapter on the other end. I cut it. We're ready to go. Finish this thing. A little bit of primer just for grins. Work fast. Nice and bottomed, alright. I guess after you do these a few times you get the right amount of glue, huh? Alright, so this is our main filter right here. And I happen to have this end already on here. I could tighten it up some more, maybe even throw some more Teflon on. But the thing is I only have so much activated charcoal, which isn't even going to fill this thing up. I've got more on order. But I want to put all this in there and so I can at least start using it, right? So the next step is to pour it in here. I'm gonna need a, great, stuck it in the dirt. I'm gonna need some kind of a funnel, I believe. But anyway, we'll get to that. Well, this is kind of interesting. Maybe I can just use the bag. Huh. I wonder if this will work. Yeah. I'm going to use a regular funnel of some type. I got to make one or figure it out because I think this is wet too. Yeah, it's moist. That's alright. Okay guys, I'm going to look for a funnel or make one. Okay, I made this so you could take it apart at both ends, but you don't really need to. You can take one end and instead of using a female adapter here, you could just use a coupling. Okay. You just make this a coupling, glue your adapter into one end of the coupling and the other end of the coupling onto the pipe. That way one end of the pipe will be, solid. And then you can fill from the other end. But I just did it on both ends so I could wash it out or whatever. Okay guys, that's that. Onward and upward, baby. Okay, I found a funnel. Well, I made a funnel out of this Simply Watermelon. Quack. So now, this is going to be fun. I need another hand. Oh wait, look at this. It's going in. That's it. Yeah, it didn't even fill it up here, but it's enough to test it, you know. And I can get back to getting water. Got a mess here too, don't I? I know, everywhere. I'm in the process of building a warehouse to put all this shit. Of course, I could do more to keep things organized. I'll get in there. Well, that's it for that. Another container. So let's screw the end on. And we can mount it. Bridgie Havens. Alright. We got our filter. I didn't do this, and there was all sorts of loose carbon. I thought they'd wash that activated carbon, but they didn't. So you need one of these fittings. It's like a hose, a double female. Okay, and put one end on here, put one end on there. And then you can wash this thing out, okay? Until it runs clear on the other end. See, there's still some dirt in there. I just took it off to rinse it again. Until it runs clear, and then you can even go the other way. You know? Hi, Perdita. It's a good thing I did make it like this, I think. I've got steel wool on both ends. So now, you can rinse it the other way too. Oh yeah, maybe I didn't show this, but there is Teflon tape on these threads. I didn't just screw that. And I put some arrows here on it to generate the flow, so let's hook it up. Should be the right length. Let's hook up this end. Let's see, maybe this end. Before we do this end. There's a little bit of a bend here. Okay, so there's that. And we can do this one. And I just barely made it there. We should have made it a little bit longer. I thought I measured it pretty good. Alright, she's installed, baby. Let's turn on the valve. Oh, great, already a leak. That's why I brought these. Tighten them up just a little bit if it's needed. Alright. Got a leak on the other end. Might as well tighten this end up a little bit too, right? Okay. Filter installed, baby. Alright, let me go inside and check it out. I got a little faucet in there. Alright guys, onward and upward. So this is how you make your own activated charcoal filter. And you can maintain it, change it out. So you don't have to throw it away every time you buy one. Alright guys, and it's, once you make it, that's the only expense, plus the activated charcoal. Okay, onward and upward, baby. Everybody that tries DDAmanda absolutely loves her. These are all unsolicited, by the way. We didn't even ask people. I love you guys. Yeah, I love the program. So worth it. Probably made 500K. This guy's up 30K. Having everything I need to research on one page is definite time saver. Single day, 1525 profit. 15K on my first DD. Look at this guy. I don't know what to think about this one, man. This guy says he made 30 million. Read this shit. I don't know. He sounds kind of legit. I fucking love DDAmanda. Your program is the best tool I've ever used in the last 21 years. It just goes on and on.